It's 10 a.m. 5th of June 2020. Basically, today was what was it? It's non-farm payrolls, the first Friday of each month in the U.S. And again, it's another day where technically the market just did what it wanted to do according to market profile nuances. Look at this. So I'm just going back a couple of days to show you guys how this thing works. This was June 3rd on the left. The blue is the time point of control of that day. That's the overnight of that session. This is yesterday, June 4th. And then June 5th is today. This is NASDAQ, so for some reason my data is lagging today. Yesterday, the market NQ opened here at this yellow line. That's open, how I signal my open. And then it basically touched the TPOC, which was the time point of control of yesterday, and just shot up. So that was a day where, again, we opened in range, in value. So this is value of the previous day, and we opened in range and in value. I think I had mentioned that those kind of opens are not easy to trade, but technically, like I've been mentioning, NASDAQ loves to treat these areas as inflection points. And as a trader, if more and more you see these things, more and more you rely on how statistically it just gets there, bounces off of it, and just takes the other way around. So I've noticed that, you know, if you look at NASDAQ here today, it did the same thing. So this was yesterday's TPOC, so I don't really look at yesterday's TPOC. Sorry, the previous day's TPOC, but this is yesterday's TPOC, the blue one here. So that's the time point of control where during the day the market spent the most time there. Market opens here, so if we could scale into that, market opens here, touches the TPOC, time point of control, and shoots up. So that's today. And what the market profile is telling us here is that there was excessive demand. In the overnight session, we had good volatility. You see, we had single print here. These white lines are the single prints. We had a single print here that basically held for several good sessions, TPOs, several 30 minutes. So every letter here, every line is a 30-minute candle basically. And if you look at the session here, I mean, this was a really good way to see how market loves to just take out stops. That was probably the 8:30 candle where the announcement of non-farm payrolls. So I mean, NQ gets very volatile. But I didn't trade really the overnight, but it's just to show you guys that with news events and all that, it could really shoot up and shoot down and become very volatile. Basically, the open was very technical, very beautiful. Opens again compared to yesterday. We opened right uh, in yesterday's range, and again in value. This is the buy, and I'm looking for value. Why isn't it here? Maybe it's because value is a bit lower. Yeah, value low was here. Really a big value day. The value area was big yesterday because the range in NQ is a much bigger. But it's just a technicality, you know. Comes in, touch the time point of control, and just the way this open, it's an open, tests lower and drives higher. So it's open, test, drive, open. That's basically in the same range, not obvious opens, but again, the way that it just touched this area, technically for me, that was a nice area to buy. But today I didn't do anything in the open, and to be honestly, I'm a bit frustrated that it gapped up so big. You know what I mean? It's tough to trade these ones because you always want to lean on a development. I don't want to do anything here because I just feel like the market wants to develop here. And once there's something that comes up, either a poor low or poor high, I'm able to see basically a low volume node, which is here, right? If this low volume node starts getting resistance, that's why I would look to short either back into the overnight how you call it, overnight high, or even the previous day's high. This is going to be a very important area to look at here. The previous day high, just because we're gapping up above it, I mean, this could be the first area where the market kind of like, you know, wants to consolidate. So this low volume area, this is how technical this gets. This is the area I would like to see become resistance. If this starts becoming resistance, that's what I want to look at. There's no way you want to short this unless this becomes resistance. You get it? And then basically we need to start getting decent selling um, uh, below yesterday's high, because this is just a very technical spot, a reference where a lot of traders will try to buy it back. You know, it's like buy the dip kind of mentality. So that's very important to look at. Let's go see if ES is cooperating the same way. ES, look at a single print overnight. You see, both markets are fairly different sometimes. And that's why you want to kind of like lean on these little nuances that make you understand where to play and where to not play. You know, you want to look and lean into these areas. I'm just gonna go. Just gonna go get this here. Give me 2 seconds. That's my single print from overnight. And my data is lagging again. I'm getting all these messages. Sorry, I might have to restart my computer at some point. So that's, yeah, ES opens above yesterday's range. This is yesterday's range here. All right, this is yesterday's range. The high is here, so it would be a good idea just to highlight the high of yesterday here, just to make sure that we don't forget it. Okay, M period from 3rd of June. I had noted that down. That was an M period that had a good good excess. If you want to go and look at that excess, yeah, that's the M period here. You see the excess here, that's M period. So I had highlighted the high and the low of that day, and yesterday we basically traded up to that M period and never got above it. That was a signal yesterday that this could become a decent area. And again, once you really look at little details, you know, look, this detail here from yesterday. If that, you see this low volume area here, I'm just gonna cut this here. It's really to demonstrate how these things work, because this low volume area really was the key level yesterday. I saw it, but it's because I was trading NQ yesterday. And when I start trading both of them, it's like I lose kind of like sense of what I was looking at from at which on which market. That low volume area here, that's the key thing. And look at that low volume area. Overnight, we basically developed it. You know, that's these are little things that you see, and you know that okay, that low volume area got developed overnight. So you don't want to lean short on this overnight. You get it? These are very little details. Look at this. Another thing here. The low volume area here. I'm just gonna extend it a bit. Adjust this. Low volume area. What do we have? We've got the market that basically covered that area, you know. Same thing here. And then, I mean, these are little small low volume areas, but I just noticed these things. This area got developed overnight. Not good to look for shorts. This area got developed overnight. Continue with the longs, and especially with these single prints that we had here. I'm just gonna highlight them because I always like to make sure that I don't forget them, because when you forget them, the market sometimes just stops at areas where you're like, why did it stop there, right? And you come back and you're, oh, it's because of the single print that I totally forgot to mark down. And it's always acting as magnets, these zones. So I mean, first thing, this market is just, look, it's tough to be a seller, to be honest. It's really tough to be a seller. First thing I want to see is this overnight single print here. I'm just going to lean on it to see if we start getting some kind of action below this. Just going to put it here. That was a single print that got basically that got filled in. So single prints, see them like intraday gaps that basically occur. These are important demand and supply shifts in the market. So we're basically balanced at these highs. I mean, look, I'm just gonna move this around. These were my notes from yesterday. So what do we have? We have, look, it's a tough market to be a seller. If you're really going to be selling this, you need to have decent areas to rely on. At the moment, the way I'm seeing this is we've got low volume here. Okay, just gonna see if that low volume becomes basically resistance. 3182.75. If I can get my 30-minute, um, here's my 30-minute footprint. Let's see, the 30-minute footprint. Where is it? It's the 10 o'clock. So that's the area I just jotted out, right? So we've got decent exhaustion on the buyers here, also on the buyers exhaustion here. That same low volume area that I just noticed. Um, if that starts becoming resistance, we'll see if we can maybe look for shorts. But at the moment, I don't really want to hesitate getting into shorts. Um, I need this delta to start kind of, giving us some more. I mean, there's nothing that's proving that sellers are present here. We don't even have an imbalance at the highs here. I mean, it could basically be buyers being absorbed. Okay, so I think we're getting some reaction from the highs here. I see NASDAQ coming into an area where it could most likely, this is in, yes, holding that low volume node could be a decent area to look for longs, but at the moment it looks like that 3177 is holding. 3177. I just want to see if we get some buyers coming in here. This could be a nice trade here. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna go in with. Oh, did I buy or not? My data is lagging. It's unbelievable. Did I buy or not? Yes, I did. So I'm just gonna see if we can get some. What is this? What happened here? I'm losing terrible. I'm losing net network here. It's not what I really like when we're trading and you're losing connection and yeah, I still think we've got decent long opportunities here with a small scalp here. Hopefully this holds. That 3177.25. 3177.25. Just gonna put my stop here for now. Sorry guys, I don't know why, but my internet is terribly lagging here, which is not fun. This is not something that you want when you're trading live for some weird reason. Uh, that's really weird. I don't like this. Okay, so my connection is really, really slow. That's not fun. Unless we have a stop in place. Oh my god. That's not fun when that happens, eh? Anyway, NASDAQ is really looking weaker. So, I'm getting sellers coming in. Maybe my stop. I'm gonna keep the stop for now because it's just my my internet's lagging for some weird reason. And if I keep the stop, it should be good, and I'll keep a target quickly there. Um, Not really confident in the setup at the moment, just because one, my internet's very slow, and two, Nasdaq is holding. If I can show you guys, this is Nasdaq. So Nasdaq is holding previous day's high, which is very, very mechanical. which means that maybe day traders are basically relying on that zone, and I don't know. But look, if we can get, I think ES is moving now, and my stop here. I'm just gonna put this here. You guys can see it. 81. I think I got the profit here. I think I made a decent profit here. Oh, maybe not. Well, let's just. All right, here we come. You see, if my internet was a bit better, I could have managed this a lot better. It's just terrible how, when you have internet issues, I should be able to put my stop in. I can't even put my stop for some reason. So it's really bad because with the internet slowing down, I was up 87 bucks on that. I could have bailed on that trade, but now with this lag in my internet, I'm just gonna have to look into that. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, I was able to put my stop in. I think it's gonna probably hit my stop, but the thing is, I'm still seeing buying coming in my rhythmic. For some reason, it's totally. Yeah, it stopped me out. I think we made a profit there. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on with the internet this morning. Yeah, I made terrible 12 bucks in it. It's terrible because what happened is, as you can see, it did touch that 31.87, 81. I was up like 100 bucks there. I could have just basically moved my stop in quickly because I just noticed that this high volume node was really where the market is playing around. The low volume node is where I bought the 77. You guys see that? So the whole mentality was to basically do that, and for some reason now I just clicked short, and unfortunately I made money on that. Oh my god. Yeah, this is terrible when your internet is lagging. It is terrible. um, that is not fun, really not. So I might have to restart and see why my internet is lagging like this today. That's really weird. That's not fun when that happens. At least I was able to get a stop in there. I'm gonna actually go and share this on Twitter so that you guys really do believe what happened here. Sorry, it's not fun. I had a decent trade here, and you know, I don't understand. It's the internet that's just lagged. Anyway, if we look at the small profit I did here, I'm just gonna go in. Okay, maybe I'm just not fit for trading today, but anyway, we'll still cover stuff. This is, I think, a very good day to cover how we could make trades. So that's the trade for me. Look, I did 2 trades there, and didn't like the internet, and I put a stop in, and I think that was it. So I'm going to continue with this for the day. I'm going to make this short and sweet, sometimes 30 to 45 minutes per part, per video, just because sometimes uploading it on YouTube and all that gets a bit complicated when it's over an hour. And look, that same 31.77, it's still holding. All right, so I'm going to keep that as a reference, putting that in Twitter. And you guys could look into 5th of June, and you'll see how uh, the, the, the day is shaped out. Yeah, I'm going to have to maybe restart my computer or something because this internet lagging stuff is terrible when this happens. Enjoy your day. Noticing an inflection point here on 97.96, also 97.02. I'll show you that here quickly on my, it's the low volume node here, the low volume nodes here, and I saw 96 low volume node being held, and I think my positions are gradually closing now. I really want 98802 to hold so that I could still keep this long bias. Um, this is the short time frame chart that I look at generally just to see how the market is reacting to certain areas, and I believe this O2 is a good spot to really lean on to keep the long bias. I'm just gonna keep 1 or 2 here. Okay, I have 2 runners going. I want to be a bit cautious here. So like I said, that's how I've been scaling into these positions now. If I can get some more on, I'm going to be a bit more strategic. Let's just close that, sell some higher. I have 6 positions in this O2 is looking to be a good area. Uh, just want to double check. Yeah, the O2 looks really good. It's been giving good entries so far. Want to keep it tight. If I can get one or two, let's just put some stops there. Still gonna look for the long side here. Hopefully buyers could still move it up. So that O2 did hold. I have one runner left on my micro NQ. I like how the market is just rotating between these low volume nodes here. It's been very technical. This singles print here has not closed, so I think we're gonna have to spend at least 2 or 3 time frames up here before we come back to retest that. 97.86, definitely going to be a buy order in that area. Now I've got a trade where I'm short the NQ, which is not what I wanted to do. I don't know how I ended up shorting the NQ there. So we'll try to manage that. Now, I don't want to get out of it too quickly because I think we have a market where it's going to be rotating from one side to another. So 98.20 has been resistance several times already. Give me 2 seconds here. I'm having a issue with my computer. Okay, so I said 98.20, right? That's been holding. So I still want to get in some shorts in here. Maybe a bit more aggressive. I'm going to try to build a 4-5 lot position on the micro here first, and then from there we'll see how we could play that. All right. So that was the trade on the NQ, and so far it's been a decent day. I mean, I've been trading the micros here, and I'm just playing the inflection points, basically trying to, add into areas that I'm seeing with the dome, and also with how you call it, with the profile. So I'm just going to show you here so far the trades I've done. It's been, it's not going to be an easy day to short, so you don't want to be looking into. That's been the ES, the micros here, playing NQ. That one, I don't know what happened, man. I closed it too early. The position was great. I was building a nice position, and for some reason, I mismanaged it. So that's the day for now. It's not, and it's it's okay. I could have played it a bit more onto a long side, just buying at lower areas, but I try not to go over, let's say, 15 to 20 contracts with the micros. So that's equivalent of what, 1 to 2 NQ contracts. If you're going to play the micro, you have to play it in a nimble way, and you have to play it with certain areas. The 98.20 here is holding. 98.20. So if I was to just do it this way, I would do it like this. I would say this, I'm going to put arrows here. This has been the spot. Copy. This has been the spot. 98.12. 97, 98. Actually, the 96. I liked it, the 96 here. That's the area it's been. And if I was to do the 96 and this one here, the 82, it hasn't been there yet, but once it gets there, these are the inflection points I've been seeing. Okay, that's what I wanted to highlight. And these exact inflection points, actually, if you look at them on, you know, on a quick time frame chart, it's been exactly the 98.20s, uh, the 11s, the 12s approximately, the same 12s that here. Um, Just gonna see if we're getting some selling pressure here. Let's see if we can get. So the selling is there, but nothing decent, you know. So that 12 has been really holding for some time, and it's an inflection point. Now we've kind of lost control of the 12. Let me see if the 12 could get converted into. I think we're gonna have to play a range here. The 12 is gonna get converted into. I try to start with like 4 or 5 contracts, and then gradually start going back down. Let's see. So here we are. We're trying to get into you know, the 9812 is resistance. It's been. I just want to see if sellers could pop in here, and it's very balanced, and you could really see that that 9812 and that 9820 has been really good inflection points at the highs here. Buyers are not getting it done at these levels, and I'm just looking at how prices have been moving up, and the up moves have decent volume, but the low here we've got a bit more selling that came in. That's a good way to judge that the 12 has really acted as resistance and sellers are around. So I'm gonna get to 7 contracts here. I always like to put some at 60, $50 kind of. This is 7 contracts I've got. If this starts going down quickly, I'm gonna manage it to not really get into a major negative position, but I don't think this should be that bad. I think we've got a scenario where this low volume node has held. So I mean, if you were looking into buying that, that could have been a good strategy. I'm just gonna gradually get into shorts in this area. I just want to see if the 12 could become resistance again. I mean, we're basically filling in this area. I don't know if you guys are able to see it, but it's very clear in my eyes. I see the 9820, the 9812, and then we're gonna probably get some movement around these pivots. Okay, and I think this should be the nice zone where you want to take profits, the 92s, and if we really get there, it'll be a nice profit. But you see there's a big guy waiting there at the 98, so that already in the micros you see these, and they could actually become really, especially in the micros, because these guys are paid to provide liquidity. So you see the 26, 26 is the high. So I'm seeing like 98.26. I wouldn't look into shorting there, but I would like to see what's going on. Okay, now here you see 12 became resistance, and I think we're gonna go down, at least go touch the O2s. Where is the O2s? O2s. So I'm gonna have like a couple of shorts here, one more, two more maybe. If we can just press through this 98.12, I think we've got a good position. I have 9 short, so looking into this O2, I mean, the buyers are getting a bit exhausted here. I mean, I could see that very quickly. The buyers are coming in, but the prices, they're not able to move the prices up, right? So I got stopped out on those contracts because I'm seeing this 12 and 6 area being really, I really want the short. The shorts are there. I mean, basically, the buyers are not able to get the prices higher. I really need to build a short position here. I want to get at least 4 or 5 here. I'd love to sell more a bit higher, but I think I'm missing it. Oh God, am I missing it? Okay, let's try not to get too crazy here. Yeah, I could just see them come back into this area. I mean, this would be a tremendous area to really go for. 7 here. All right, so I'm gonna try to not record at the same time here. You see how we got to that 04. 02, 04, that's the area I was aiming, right? So we got to that area. I still have 5 short. I didn't go long because I think we're basically playing rotations between these inflection points, the 12s, the 04s, and the 20s. Okay, you see these very clearly in the market. This is how the market is working. It's orders, it's the order flow, and look at yes, yes. I was seeing the 078s, and we're coming near to this 98, the 95s. This is going to be a nice area to go long if ever you looked back in history and you see these areas becoming good inflection points. Now we've got a nice move up in the N2 here. I want to see if the 12s could become resistance again. And buyers are pushing it up. Let's see. Okay. And yeah, it looks like 12s. You see, if you want to short, you want to short when that area becomes a resistance. At the moment, it's holding like support. So I'm not gonna continue shorting. I've got 5 micro NQs short. I'm gonna add some more here, and from there we'll see how we can manage this. You see, 90, this 26 looks like someone really wants to sell